The 10 Hebrew secrets to unlock your spiritual superpowers. What if that feeling of anxiety, of being stuck, of being overwhelmed by emotional chaos, what if it isn't actually your fault? What if it's just that you were never given the right operating system for your life? Ancient Hebrew mystics had a fascinating idea about this. They believed we are all born with a divine blueprint for a life of power, purpose, and inner peace. And they encoded this blueprint into 10 sacred energies known as the Sefirot, which they saw as a powerful map for personal transformation. Now, this isn't just dusty, ancient history. Think of it as a living, breathing guide to your highest potential. The mystics described the Sephirot as the very channels through which divine energy flows into the world, shaping everything from the cosmos down to the human soul. They taught that you yourself are a living tree of life. By understanding this sacred map, you can begin to consciously tap into the kindness of a figure like Abraham, the wisdom of Solomon, and the leadership of David. In this video, I'm going to share 10 keys to unlock this ancient wisdom. We're going to decode this sacred map one secret at a time so you can learn to embody these divine qualities, master your emotions, and consciously start to reshape your reality. This isn't about becoming someone else, it's about finally fully becoming yourself. Our journey starts not with doing, but with being. The first and highest Sephirot is Keter, which means crown. It's imagined as sitting just above your head, representing a reality beyond our normal, everyday awareness. It's the source of it all, the pure, undifferentiated light of potential before it ever becomes a specific thought or a plan. The mystics called Keter the most hidden of all hidden things, because it's the root of everything, the divine will just starting to stir. The superpower Keter unlocks is divine connection and surrender. In a world that screams at us to hustle, force, and control everything, Keter teaches the incredible power of letting go. It's the quiet understanding that our own will has limits, but when we align it with a will greater than our own, our potential becomes infinite. This is the secret to what we call divine timing, of being in the right place at the right time, not through frantic effort, but through deep alignment. The biblical archetype here is Moses at the burning bush. Here's a man who has fled his life, a man lost in the wilderness, stripped of his status and his ambition. It's only in this state of total surrender, of emptiness, that he can notice something impossible, a bush that burns and is never consumed. And from that miracle, a new direction appears, a divine mission that will change everything. The voice from the bush gives a name for God that is pure existence. I am that I am. That's the essence of Keter, pure potential, pure being, before we slap a label on it. So how do we use this today? By practicing strategic surrender. When you feel blocked, anxious, or totally overwhelmed by the need to make something happen, just pause. Take a breath. Visualize a brilliant, translucent crown of light just above your head. This is your Keter. Breathe into that image. Acknowledge that you don't have all the answers. Release your white-knuckle grip on the outcome and simply ask, what is trying to emerge here? This isn't about giving up. It's about active, conscious alignment. It's creating space for a higher wisdom to come through, just like Moses did in the silence of the desert. This is the first step. Realizing the ultimate power source lies just beyond the edges of our own ego. From the infinite, formless potential of Keter, the very first spark ignites. This is the second Sephirot, Chochmah, which means wisdom. But this isn't the kind of wisdom you get from reading a stack of books. Chochmah is that lightning flash of pure inspiration, the seed of a brand new idea, that intuitive download that just arrives, fully formed. It's the aha moment that can change your entire path. It's described as the primordial point, the very beginning of thought, where pure energy gets zapped into a usable idea. The spiritual superpower you unlock with Chochmah is intuitive genius and unbounded creativity. This is the ability to tap into novel solutions, to see connections nobody else has noticed, and to receive ideas that feel like they come from beyond your own mind. It's the source code for all innovation, art, and discovery. Activating Chochmah is like opening a direct channel to the universe's database of brilliant ideas. The great archetype for this is King Solomon. He was so famous for his wisdom that leaders came from all over the world just to get his advice. You know the famous story. Two women both claim to be the mother of the same baby. Logic fails. There's no DNA test, so Solomon doesn't use logic. He accesses Chochmah. He suggests cutting the baby in two, a shocking idea that isn't a real plan but a catalyst for the truth. It's a flash of intuitive genius designed to bypass the thinking mind and strike right at the heart, revealing the real mother through her instant, compassionate horror. That's Chochmah in action, a sudden weird insight that solves an impossible problem. To apply this secret, you have to learn to honor the spark. We get these flashes of Chochmah all the time, but we usually brush them off because they don't seem logical or practical. Your job is to create a space for them and capture them. When a strange, exciting, or totally unconventional idea pops into your head, don't judge it. Just write it down or email it to yourself. Think about it later. Ask, what's the potential here? Chochmah is often just a whisper, a fleeting image, a gut feeling. Your work is to see its value, to treat it not as a random mental glitch, but as a seed of genius planted in your mind, just waiting for you to water it. If Chochmah is the lightning flash seed, then the third Sephirot, Binah, is the rich, fertile soil where that seed can grow. Binah means understanding. It takes the raw, chaotic energy of a new idea from Chochmah and gives it structure, form, and meaning. It's the deep, patient, analytical mind that can build an entire palace from a single spark of inspiration. Binah is often associated with the logical, organizing parts of our intelligence, and it represents the great cosmic womb that nurtures potential until it becomes a full-fledged reality. The superpower of Binah is profound insight and patient manifestation. This is the ability not just to have a great idea, but to truly understand its implications, see its moving parts, and develop it into a real workable plan. Chochmah is the what, but Binah is the how. It's the patience to sit with a concept, to explore its depths, and to build the detailed vessel that can hold its light. It's the power behind every great novel, every complex scientific theory, and every successful long-term plan. Our biblical archetype for Binah is Sarah, the wife of Abraham. For years, she holds on to the divine promise of a child, a promise that, by all logic, seems completely impossible. While Abraham represents the expansive, outward energy of faith, Sarah represents the internal, patient vessel of understanding. She has to process this unbelievable idea, live with it, question it, and ultimately create the inner space for it to become a physical reality. Her famous laugh when she overhears the prophecy isn't just disbelief, it's the sound of the human mind wrestling with a divine concept. That's the process of Binah at work. She has to understand it and integrate it on her own terms before she can give birth to Isaac. She gestates the promise in her mind and heart long before it grows in her womb. To cultivate Binah in your life, you have to embrace the power of deep processing. When you get that flash of genius from Chochmah, resist the urge to immediately run out and do something. Instead, take it to your inner womb of Binah. Journal about it, meditate on it, ask it questions. What does this idea need to grow? What are its different parts? What's the underlying structure here? Give yourself the time and the silence to really understand. In our hyper-fast world, Binah is a revolutionary act. It's the superpower of slowing down, going deep, and patiently building the beautiful, intricate structures that can truly change your world. Once an idea is conceived and understood, it has to move into the world of emotion and action. The first stop is the fourth Sephirot, Chesed, which means loving kindness. Chesed is the force of pure, unbounded, unconditional love and generosity. It's the expansive drive to give, to share, to nurture, and to heal without keeping score. The mystics have a beautiful saying, the world was built with Chesed, meaning the whole point of creation is for the divine to have something to pour its goodness into. The superpower you unlock with Chesed is the ability to create abundance through radical generosity. This is the deep spiritual law that the more you give, the more you receive. It's not a transaction, it's a law of flow. Chesed is the energy that heals relationships, attracts incredible opportunities, and dissolves feelings of scarcity and lack. It's the force that opens every door because it radiates safety, warmth, and boundless goodwill. The ultimate archetype of Chesed is Abraham. His entire life story is a masterclass in this energy. Tradition says his tent was open on all four sides so he could run out to welcome guests from any direction. In one famous story, while he's in pain recovering from his own circumcision, he sees three strangers in the distance. He doesn't wait. He runs to them, bows and offers them food, water, and rest. He gives lavishly without asking for a thing in return. This act of pure, selfless generosity is so powerful that it becomes the very vessel for a divine message, the promise that he will finally have a son. Abraham's kindness literally created the space for a miracle to be announced. He teaches us that kindness isn't just a nice thing to do, it's a power that draws divine energy down to earth. To activate Chesed in your life, start practicing giving just for the sake of giving. Look for small opportunities to express kindness with zero thought of reward. It can be as simple as offering a genuine compliment, really listening to someone without waiting for your turn to talk, or doing a small, anonymous act of service. Challenge that little voice of scarcity in your head that says, I don't have enough time, energy, or money to give. The principle of Chesed teaches that the act of giving is what creates more. And practice self-kindness too. Give yourself grace and compassion. When you consciously embody the expansive, unconditional love of Chesed, you become a channel for abundance. You'll be amazed at how the universe rushes to fill the space you create with your own generosity. If Chesed is a boundless river of love flowing outward, it needs strong riverbanks to give it direction and keep it from becoming a destructive flood. That container is the fifth Sephirot, Gevurah, which translates to strength, judgment, or discipline. Gevurah sits on the left, restrictive side of the tree of life, and it's the necessary counterbalance to Chesed. It is the power of restraint, of setting boundaries, of saying no, and of focusing your energy with powerful intention. Gevurah isn't about being cruel or angry, it's about discernment, the strength to protect what's sacred and to cut away what's no longer serving you. The superpower unlocked by Gevurah is focused, power, and unshakable self-discipline. This is the ability to direct your life force with laser precision. It's the strength to break bad habits, to stand by your values when you're under pressure, and to create a life of purpose instead of just reacting to whatever comes your way. Gevurah is the secret of the master artist, the disciplined athlete, and the wise leader who knows that real strength is found not just in what you do, but in what you choose not to do. Without Gevurah, love can become messy and ineffective. With it, love becomes a targeted, world-changing force. Our archetype for Gevurah is Isaac, Abraham's son. His defining moment is the binding of Isaac, a story of ultimate restraint and submission to a difficult divine test. He holds his position with strength and faith, but there's another story later in his life. We see him redigging the wells his father Abraham had originally dug. The Philistines had filled them in, trying to erase Abraham's legacy. While Abraham's work of pure Chesed was easily undone, Isaac's act of redigging those wells with focused determination with Gevurah ensured they would last. This teaches a profound lesson. Expansive kindness needs disciplined strength to have a lasting impact in the world. To apply the power of Gevurah today, you have to learn the sacred art of saying no. Where in your life are you letting your energy leak out? Where are your boundaries being crossed? Gevurah is about consciously choosing where to put your focus. It means turning off distractions to finish something important. It means lovingly but firmly telling someone no when a request violates your own needs. It means having the discipline to stick to a healthy habit, even when it's hard. For example, I will run on a treadmill a half-hour a day, or I will stop eating refined foods. This isn't about restriction for restriction's sake. It's the sacred act of carving out the space your soul needs to flourish. All right, we're halfway through our journey down the tree of life. We've unlocked the secrets of divine will, intuitive genius, profound understanding, boundless love, and focused discipline. Each one of these is a world in itself. So, just take a moment. Which of these first 5 superpowers resonates with you the most right now? Which one do you feel a pull to work on in your own life? Let me know in the comments below. Your journey is unique, and when you share it, it helps all of us learn and grow. Now let's get to the very heart of the tree. Right at the center of the tree of life, we find the 6th Sephirot, Tiferet. Its name means beauty or harmony. Tiferet is incredibly important because its whole job is to perfectly balance the energies of boundless loving kindness from the right and disciplined strength from the left. It's the compassionate heart that knows exactly when to give and when to hold back. It is the energy of truth, integrity, and raw authenticity. Tiferet isn't just about looking pretty, it's the deep, breathtaking beauty that you feel when something is in perfect, harmonious balance. The spiritual superpower of Tiferet is heart-centered authenticity and compassion. This is the ability to live from your true self, integrating all the parts of you that seem to be in conflict. It's the power to hold both love and boundaries, both joy and sorrow in a state of beautiful, compassionate balance. When you are centered in Tiferet, you act with integrity. Your inner world finally matches your outer world, and you radiate a presence that is both powerful and gentle. People feel safe around you because they can sense your wholeness. The biblical archetype for Tiferet is Jacob. This makes so much sense. His grandfather, Abraham, was the model of loving kindness, and his father, Isaac, was the model of discipline. Jacob's whole life is a struggle to bring these two opposing forces together inside himself. He's a bit of a trickster in his youth, but through all his trials, especially wrestling with an angel, he is transformed. He is transformed into Israel, a name that means one who is straight with God. He finds the balance point. When he finally meets his estranged brother Esau after years of fear, he doesn't just fight or run away. He approaches with both gifts and a very careful strategy. He finds the third way, the path of Tiferet, and achieves reconciliation. He embodies truth and becomes the father of the 12 tribes, building a nation on this very principle of harmony. To access the power of Tiferet, you can begin the work of radical self-acceptance. Look at the parts of you that feel like they're at war with each other. The part of you that wants to be generous versus the part that needs to be disciplined. The spiritual part and the worldly part. Tiferet teaches that these aren't enemies, they are partners in the dance of your life. A powerful and simple practice is to just place a hand on your heart, breathe deeply and ask, what is the most true and compassionate path forward right now? This question cuts through the extremes and drops you right into your heart, the seat of Tiferet, where authentic, beautiful and balanced action is born. Moving down from the heart, we find a pair of Sephirot that act like the legs of the tree, giving it the power to move forward in the world. On the right side, continuing that flow of giving energy, is the seventh Sephirot, Netzach, which means victory, eternity, or endurance. Netzach isn't about a single explosive win, it's the relentless, determined, persistent energy that overcomes any obstacle over the long haul. It's your spiritual stamina. It's the unbreakable will to keep going and never ever give up on a worthy goal. The superpower of Netzach is perseverance and spiritual stamina. This is the grit and resilience to chase your vision even when you're hit with setbacks, delays and opposition. It's the engine that drives every long and difficult journey, from building a business to raising a family to finding spiritual enlightenment. People with strong Netzach energy aren't always the fastest or the flashiest. They're the ones who always cross the finish line because their commitment is for the long run. Our archetype for Netzach is Moses, specifically as the leader who guided the Israelites for 40 years in the wilderness. This was not a quick victory. It was a journey defined by constant problems, rebellion, lack of food and water, enemies and his own moments of crushing doubt. And yet, Moses persevered. His commitment to the mission, to the vision of a promised land, never broke. He had the Netzach, the spiritual endurance, to overcome every single obstacle, not through brute force, but through relentless determination. He embodies that unstoppable forward momentum needed to bring a divine plan into the real world. To cultivate Netzach in your own life, you have to connect with a vision that is bigger than your mood on any given day. Identify a long-term goal that is deeply meaningful to you. This is your promised land. Now break it down into small, consistent actions. The secret to Netzach isn't about making huge, heroic leaps. It's about consistent daily movement. When you feel discouraged or tired, don't look at the whole mountain you have to climb. Just focus on the very next step. Celebrate the small wins. Remind yourself of why you started this in the first place. Netzach teaches that victory isn't just an event, it's a quality of persistence that you build one step at a time. Balancing that forward-driving energy of Netzach is the 8th Sephirot Hod, which translates to splendor, glory, or humility. Positioned on the left receptive side, Hod is the power of acknowledging where your strength comes from. It's the wisdom to recognize that your talents, your wins, and your strengths don't just come from your own ego. They are gifts flowing through you from a higher source. Hod is the grace to be of service, the deep gratitude for the blessings in your life, and the kind of splendor that radiates from a person who doesn't need to prove how important they are. The spiritual superpower of Hod is graceful power and magnetic gratitude. This is the ability to move through the world with ease and flow, without all the resistance that comes from ego and arrogance. When you embody Hod, you become a clear channel for energy because your ego isn't blocking the way. People are drawn to your splendor, which isn't the flashy glare of pride, but the gentle, luminous glow of a grateful heart. Hod is the secret to real influence because it allows you to receive wisdom and support from others and from the universe itself. The biblical archetype for Hod is Aaron, Moses' brother and the first high priest. While Moses, Netzach, is out front, leading the charge and fighting battles, Aaron, Hod, serves in a different way. His role is one of humble service in the tabernacle, of creating a sacred space for others to connect with the divine. He is the one who gives glory to God, not the one who takes it for himself. His power is found in his perfect sincerity and his dedication. He represents the kind of majesty that comes not from puffing yourself up, but from dedicating your life to a higher purpose and acknowledging the source of all your blessings. To cultivate Hod, you have to actively practice gratitude and acknowledgement. The simplest, most powerful way to do this is to start a daily gratitude practice. Each day, think of one thing you are genuinely thankful for, no matter how small. This simple act literally retrains your brain to shift its focus from what you lack to the splendor of what you already have. Another practice is to consciously acknowledge the help of others. When you accomplish something, take a moment to thank the people who helped you and silently or out loud thank the divine source for the opportunity. Hod is about recognizing that you are a vessel. By polishing that vessel with gratitude and humility, you allow more light to shine through you. That is the source of true splendor. Between the spiritual realms above and our physical world below, we find the ninth Sephirot, Yesod, which means foundation. Yesod is the great connector, the bridge. It gathers all the energies from the 8 Sefirot above it, the wisdom, the love, the discipline, the endurance, and funnels them down, getting them ready to become real in our world. Yesod is often associated with the subconscious mind, the realm of our deepest desires, and it's the final powerhouse of creative energy before it takes physical form. The superpower of Yesod is potent manifestation and authentic connection. This is the ability to finally bridge the gap between your inner vision and your outer world. Yesod is the foundation upon which your reality is built. A strong, clear Yesod means your dreams, intentions and prayers have a powerful channel into the physical universe. It's also the source of deep, empathetic bonds with others, as it's the level where souls can connect beyond the superficial. A person with strong Yesod has a powerful creative drive and a natural ability to bring people together. Our archetype for this is Joseph. His story is all about connection and foundation. After being thrown into a pit and sold into slavery, he's totally cut off. Yet, it's his unique ability to connect, specifically to connect to the divine by interpreting dreams, that becomes the foundation of his rise to power. Dreams are the language of Yesod, the bridge between the subconscious and conscious worlds. And Joseph masters this bridge. He connects the visions in the minds of the cupbearer, the baker, and even Pharaoh, to their real-world outcomes. By doing this, he not only saves himself, but builds the foundation that saves an entire civilization from famine. He takes hidden information from the higher realms and makes it practical and manifest in our world, which is the very job of Yesod. To strengthen your foundation of Yesod, you have to work on purifying your intentions and connecting with your subconscious. This is the world of dream work, visualization, and affirming your deepest truths. Before you go to sleep, set an intention to receive guidance from your dreams. When you wake up, write down anything you remember, no matter how strange. But the most potent Yesod practice is visualization. Take your goal, the vision you've nurtured through all the other Sephirot, and feel it as if it were already real. Feel the emotions, see the sights, sense the reality of it in your very bones. This process charges your subconscious foundation, turning it into a powerful magnet that pulls your vision into the physical world. Yesod teaches us that what we build in our inner world becomes the unshakable foundation for what we experience in our outer world. We've arrived at the end of our journey down the tree at the 10th and final Sephirah Malchut, which means kingdom. Malchut is our physical world. It's the earth under our feet, it's our bodies, it's our actions, and it's our day-to-day experience. The mystics taught that unlike the other Sefirot, which are pure forms of energy, Malchut is like an empty vessel. Its whole purpose is to receive all the light and energy from the 9 Sefirot above it and give it a final tangible home. It's the grand finale of the whole creative process. Malchut is where the divine blueprint becomes a physical reality. The ultimate spiritual superpower unlocked by Malchut is the ability to manifest a new reality and lead through service. This is where you realize that you are the sovereign of your own life. You are not a passive victim of your circumstances. You are a co-creator with the divine. Your kingdom is your life, your home, your health, your work, your relationships. When your vessel of Malchut is clear and aligned with the energies of the whole tree, you can consciously build a life of beauty, purpose, and abundance. This sovereignty isn't about ruling over anyone else. It's about ruling yourself and serving the world from a place of wholeness. The great archetype of Malchut is King David. He was literally a king, the definition of Malchut. But he was a king who started out as a humble shepherd. His power came from his deep, raw connection to the divine, which he poured into his psalms, songs of praise, pain, and profound connection. David's reign wasn't just about worldly power, it was about bringing divine consciousness down to earth. He unified the kingdom, but his true legacy is showing us that divine majesty can be realized within our messy, beautiful reality. He shows us that true royalty isn't about being above it all. It's about being a vessel for the divine presence right here and right now. To activate your power of Malchut, you must embrace your role as the sovereign of your own kingdom. This starts with taking radical responsibility for your life. Look at your world, your home, your health, your work. See it as a direct reflection of your inner state. Now begin to act as if. If you want to be a sovereign of abundance, how would you act today? How would you handle your money? If you want to be a sovereign of peace, how would you speak to people? The secret of Malchut is embodiment. Speak your truth, take the inspired action, do the work your heart is calling you to do. Walk through the world with the quiet dignity of a monarch who knows they are in service to a higher purpose. By grounding the entire flow of the tree of life through your conscious actions, you complete the circuit. You receive the light from Keter at the top, and through your actions in Malchut, you reflect it back out into the world, truly becoming a co-creator of your reality. We have traveled the sacred map from the crown of infinite possibility all the way down to the kingdom of our lived reality. These aren't just 10 ideas, they are 10 active, intelligent energies that make up the very fabric of your soul. You have the expansive kindness of Abraham inside you, the focused discipline of Isaac, the harmonizing beauty of Jacob, the unstoppable endurance of Moses, the humble splendor of Aaron, the connective power of Joseph, and the sovereign leadership of David. This isn't a one-and-done lesson, it's a lifelong practice. This tree of life is your personal blueprint for growth. When you feel a lack of love in your life, you can meditate on Chesed. When you need discipline, you can call on Gevurah. When you feel out of balance, you can find your center in Tiferet. This is the ancient, sacred technology for transforming your life from the inside out. You have the keys. The divine blueprint has been decoded. Now, the beautiful, sacred work of building your kingdom begins. The Sefirot can be used as spiritual tools to heal and balance our emotional states. When anger rises, connect to Gevurah. Think of Isaac and channel strength with restraint. For sadness or grief, meditate on Tiferet, like Jacob, who held sorrow and harmony in balance. Anxiety and restlessness call for Yesod, grounding yourself as Joseph did in Egypt with trust and clarity. If pride arises, turn to Hod, remembering Aaron's humility and service. And when spiritual dullness clouds your mind, awaken Chochmah like Solomon by tapping into intuitive clarity. These emotional alignments aren't just techniques, they're a return to your divine blueprint, rewiring the soul and restoring your inner light. If this journey resonated with you and you want to keep exploring ancient wisdom for modern life, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's coming next. And for your final act of Malchut today, share this video with one person who you think needs to hear this message. Thank you for joining me. Live with power, purpose, and peace.